Okay, so this is the third one. So I have filled in my entire peacock body. Now we're going to go do yellow. You can see I've started my yellow. I'm just going to put it on my plate so it doesn't get, um, and I'm using my round brush. So you really want to make sure to wash out that brush so it doesn't get any. Yellow is very translucent, transparent, so I usually do 2 layers of yellow. Um, and this is where you need to start refining these shapes, okay? So for example, I'm going around, and there's going to be other colors in here. These aren't going to stay yellow, but make sure that edge is really nice and defined, and then fill all those in. Okay, so go and do that. And then once you get all of your yellows in, we're also going to make this space yellow. So go ahead and do all of your yellow right now, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the next step, okay? We're going to put another color on top of this, so it doesn't really need to be that um, opaque or thick, but these you might want to do a second layer. See, I did 1 layer so that I could show you what that second layer is going to look like. I'm going to make a new one, like right here. And I was also thinking of making one around here somewhere. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And I would probably let these dry. You know, you can always use a hair dryer to dry your layers if you want to work quicker. Um, just something for you to think about. I'm going to go ahead and go touch up some of these right here. All right, the next color we're going to do um, is, um, oh, I started my eye. So all I really did was do a curve over and under. And then there's going to be some more things added to that. But anything that you want to add. This is going to be grays, so we'll do that probably last. All right, so the next colors we're going to do, I want you to go back and get a light blue. So I'm going to wash my brush out, dry it real good, and I'm going to use two blues. I want to use a light blue for kind of this middle circle. Let me find a dry one. And it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? And then, but you really do want to make sure that the yellow is dry or it's going to become green. And it can be just very loose on kind of that bottom. Does not have to be perfect. And if you do happen to get a green color, just let it dry. See how that color is different? Just let it dry and then reapply that blue. And you know what? Who cares if it mixes a little bit? I'm not being very particular right now. Okay, I kind of like the green on there. And we are going to, I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm not even going to rinse it off. I'm going to take that darker blue and I'm going to go over the light blue. And I want to leave some of that yellow. The last color we're going to kind of use is a magenta red color. And all this is very, very organic. It does not have to be it can be a little different in some spots. I can always go back and do some more of that blue. So I'm going to get a red color now. And we're going to go on top of the, we're going to go on top. Oh, forgot my blue right here. I'm going to do my red. And I think I'll just kind of start now. I think I'm going to need that to dry a little bit because it is picking up some blue and making it purple. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So notice it's just not, I'm just not really, not being real perfect with my, let's go ahead and let some of that dry for a bit. And let's start working in here. Let's really wash our brush. We're gonna get a light blue again. So I want white, and I actually think I want my round brush this time because it has a little bit of a point to it. So loading my brush just with a little bit at the top of light blue, I want to start doing very small strokes for kind of this fur to make it kind of look like he has feathers. And you can do some varying shades of blue in layers. Just kind of dotting, dab, dabbing. So I want to put maybe some darker lines underneath. Okay. And we're going to go down it's very kind of small strokes. And I'm just kind of randomly putting them. There's no real particular way or order to bring those down. And since this is probably dry, we'll go there next, and then we'll come back up here and okay, now I'm going to let that dry just a tad. And I'm going to go back with even a lighter blue here in a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to pick up my fan brush again, and I'm going to do some detail in the yellow. And I'm just going to use my brush and just kind of, I'm not going to swipe it, I'm just going to dab it. And I'm going to do a little bit of green. And I always like to do dark first, so I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. And I'm going to do some dark first. Okay, I'll wipe that off. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to make that dark green, kind of a limey green. And I don't want to completely hide the yellow, but I do want to show texture, and I want to kind of get rid of a lot of the stark yellow. Okay, let's go back up with my round brush again, and I'm going to go back up to fix some of those blues up there. All right, I'm going to go back and get a little bit more white. I probably already have some light blue on my palette up here. So I think I'm just going to add more white to that, and I'm going to go do a little bit more around the eye, and then we're going to switch to black. I'm going to use a round brush, and I'm going to go right around this eye with a lighter blue. All right, I am going to let some of this dry. We'll do one more video on the eye, the beak. We'll touch up some of the feathers. We'll bring in a little bit more yellow next time. And then we need to make that little plumage on the top of his head. All right, hope you're having fun. See you in the next video.